Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Myriam Joire is here. She's been really great getting us the latest, greatest. But this this one is embargoed. Embargoed till 8 o'clock Wednesday morning.
This morning, right now.
And this is a phone. A lot of people are very interested in the new LG Flex.
Yes, actually, I'll show you the back.
This is the second Flex.
So let's give you a bit of history and context. So last year, LG launched this phone called the LG Flex, which was a 6-inch phone, and you have a Lumia that's 6 inches. Let's
Big
just
phone.
give you an idea. A 6-inch phone is about this big compared to this guy here. Okay. So anyway, they launched the Flex. G Flex, and the trick of it was that it had a flexible display. It's actually a plastic AMOLED, and on last year's model, it was only 720p on a 6-inch display.
Yeah, and I reviewed it and wasn't crazy about it. But when you say flexible, I'm not going to bend this.
Well, you can. I mean, so that's not the intent. The intent is
it's pre-bent for your
you can
pleasure.
do this, like you can press on it and it bends.
Don't do that,
effectively,
Myriam.
but it's designed for that. Yeah, but the point I'm making is that really what you're looking at is the first kind of plastic flexible display. There's glass on top.
Yeah,
it's actually been specially treated to be even stronger than Gorilla Glass. They say.
Interesting. Okay,
but it's underneath it is a plastic substrate
that is
OLED.
bendable.
That is bendable, and they do that for their watches too. The LG G Watch R has a plastic OLED, and last year's G Flex had a plastic OLED. So last year was 6 inches, 720p, but it wasn't a very good display.
It wasn't a great
Color
display.
quality was
I was
meh.
disappointed with
The
it.
contrast was meh. But this year, check this out. We now have a
that's
1080p AMOLED, so 5.5 inches, 1080p by 1920, and look at how gorgeous these colors are.
You know, as long as you mention the Nokia Lumia, which has a great OLED screen as well, we'll show the two of them together because that may be a reference point that people recognize.
There you go.
It is equally good. I mean, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous.
These are gorgeous
screen.
displays, and the thing I love about this AMOLED is AMOLEDs usually have a really hard time getting color rendition.
They're great for blacks,
right? But actually do that. The 1520 is IPS. It's the
it is
it's the
OLED.
Icon
That's
and
right.
the
That's
930 that are AMOLED.
That's right.
But the biggest challenge lately has been to get the color reproduction. If you look at this Flipboard icon here, like nice little plug for Flipboard.
It's a good
there.
red icon.
It's a really great quality red.
Red is traditionally hard.
And you look at even all these colors look pretty accurate to me. The Twitter icon, the wallet icon up here. So that's the big deal here is that they've really managed to get this display tech to fly.
And it is 1080p. They've managed to get higher resolution, too.
And so it flexes, of course, as I showed, and it's beautiful. But
now, we've seen curved TV screens. Curving doesn't necessarily make it better.
No, but that's just a gimmick. So I think it's a gimmick. But what they're saying is that it's a taste thing. You like it, you want that design. The other thing is, I don't know if you can get to me right now.
It fits your head.
But it fits your head.
Your head is curved.
So you talk to it.
It makes more sense, frankly, in a phone than it does in a TV.
It also fits better in your pocket. It feels more comfortable.
It's a little. That's what I had problems with the original Flex. Was it curves into your. I don't want it to curve in my pocket.
Yeah, it's true. In the front pocket, but in the pants pocket,
most
people,
maybe that's
like it kind of
goes around your hip.
Falls at this kind of hip spot.
Okay.
Anyway, you know what I'm saying. The other thing they claim, and they did claim that with the original Flex as well, was that it's a little more rugged because if it drops flat like this,
it doesn't hit
the glass. So all the forces are spread evenly throughout the chassis.
That's a really good point. Normally, it would hit a rock right there.
Correct.
And I know that happened to Jason Howell, and it smashed his Nexus 6.
Right.
This time,
so that's the idea. And then the other thing is they've improved that coating that they used last year. That was a self-healing coating.
Yeah.
So fine scratches are gone in 10 seconds now.
On the plastic back.
Versus
that's quite pretty
a minute before.
Yeah.
But here's the big thing. We don't this is all cosmetic stuff, right? You want the meat of this, right?
Okay.
And the meat of this is the first phone that I've ever played with that has a Snapdragon 810.
So this is the new
next generation 64-bit, the mother of all processors on the market today.
Is it faster? Is it better battery life? What do you get?
It's both. It's so smooth. Look at the frame rate on this, and this is their UI skin. Yeah. If I install the Android launcher, it's even more slick. And so that's the thing I really love about this phone is that it just performs, so well.
The
it's just
A10 is a 14 nanometer process,
yeah.
right?
Is
that right?
I'm not
No,
sure,
maybe it's
actually.
still
I think
22.
it's still 22.
Yeah.
But you look at the general fluidity of this UI,
Oh, it looks gorgeous.
and it's just
now
gorgeous.
it's not Lollipop, obviously.
It is Lollipop. That's the other thing.
Oh,
This
it's
is the
LG
first
skinned
LG,
Lollipop.
correct?
Yeah.
So just to bring things back to normal, what I usually do is I go into the Play Store and go install the Google Play Launcher, and life is better again.
Yeah.
But
Now you really are Lollipop.
and you know what? I did that with the Android keyboard as well. So now I have pretty much a Nexus-like experience with Lollipop on this phone.
That's good to know. There must be other bloatware on there from LG.
A lot. This is a carrier phone for SK Telecom.
Okay.
In Korea.
That's Singapore.
It's,
Korea. Okay.
It's unlocked, so it's on. I've got it on AT&T on LTE here.
Okay.
But it doesn't support T-Mobile's LTE bands.
When is it available in the U.S.? It's not available
So
yet.
it's not yet available. There's no specific. There, I'm the Google Now launcher.
Yeah,
now.
see, that looks pretty clean.
So that's much better, right?
It's got the
we like
Lollipop
that.
icons.
We like that better.
Yeah.
Okay, so here.
That's a little non-standard, the white background, but
No, that's actually
that?
Lollipop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on my Nexus, that's what it's
Oh,
like.
okay.
They've changed the background. So look at that animation. See that?
Yeah.
That's nice 60 frames per second right there.
Yeah.
So it's not available in the US. It probably will be at some point because this is actually technically a better phone than the G3. So you don't have a Quad HD display. I have the G3 here next to it so we can compare.
I don't want the Quad HD.
So
I'm happy with 1080p.
Here are two
that kills
two
battery
phones
life.
exactly. So here are two phones. Check them out.
Yeah, which one looks better? This looks
IPS.
better.
Let me actually crank the brightness just a
The
little
Flex
bit
looks
so that they
better.
have the same brightness on both, and you can see.
Now it's too bright.
Check it out.
The IPS almost has a yellow cast compared
see
to
that?
the OLED.
So we got IPS for Quad HD on the right and 1080p AMOLED on the left.
If you look at text, which is normally where you'd see that high res difference, it doesn't look bad at all on the 1080p.
So other than the display, you get a better processor.
Yeah.
And if you look at them in the back, you can see how similar the camera layout is.
That's still that weird back camera button and rocker
and
for the
guess
volume.
why the camera layout is the same? Because they have the same laser autofocus.
They do.
Up here.
Okay.
And they have a better, even further improved optical image stabilization on the camera.
Do you like it? I was a little underwhelmed with the LG G3.
I think the LG G3 camera with the right camera software is one of the best cameras on Android
and
today.
that laser focusing does make
It really is fast. And this improves on that. I've taken some really beautiful shots with this phone. But, the biggest problem is the stock camera app. It doesn't give you fine control with manual settings.
Using camera FV or
I'm using FV5, and that really helps.
Yeah.
But on the G3, and this is probably going to happen to the G Flex 2, is the community, the XDA forum guys, took the G2 camera app, tweaked it to make it compatible with the laser autofocus, and put it on the G3. And it's gold. Because now you have exposure, you have ISO, you have all the stuff you want. So I figure they're going to do it for this phone.
So this will, because it's Lollipop, support Google's new V2?
Well, interestingly, when you install Camera FV5 on this right now, it should see that it's Lollipop and has the APIs, but it doesn't give you the fine control and the raw support yet. I assume there's something that needs to be clicked somewhere in the APIs for that to happen.
It can be done.
It can be done.
Yeah.
I mean, Signage and Mod supports the APIs on non-Lollipop phones on the OnePlus.
Right.
So
give us the pros and cons. This is again, we should reiterate, not yet available in the U.S., but is available in Asia Pacific.
So mostly Korea right now. Also, another bunch of specs probably useful to you guys is 3 gigs of RAM.
Oh, yeah, you didn't mention. Okay.
32 gigs of built-in storage.
Nice. SD card?
SD card, it's a removable back. Let me show you. But the battery
Can I take the battery?
Removable.
Yeah, they don't like that.
It's a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, though.
And
it's
with a
monster
1080p
battery.
screen and the 810, this should give you, what kind of battery life are you
About
getting?
a day and a half, 2 days now.
Nice.
It's great. Micro SD and micro SIM too, so you don't have to use a special modern SIM if you don't have one floating around. Good battery life, great camera, great display, but not Quad HD. So, pros and cons to that. Less resolution, but better battery life.
Yeah.
And
I don't mind that at all. I think the QHD thing was misguided.
And then the processor, finally 64-bit, Lollipop, the best processor you can get on the market. So, I would absolutely say this is a buy. But I think since it's not really available in the U.S. yet, I would say wait for it to become available with a carrier.
It's a buy in South Korea.
Buy in South Korea.
And we don't know what the price will be, but I presume it'll be the usual.
I figure it's going to be in the $650 range as usual. Yeah. This is a pretty high-end phone.
I just hold it.
Yeah, absolutely. Play with it.
I really like the back. I feel like that's a nice
it's a bit of a
back.
fingerprint and dust magnet.
Yeah.
I have a chamois here if you really want to go at it, but
every time you use the phone, you're going to want to rub it
pretty bad.
down.
Like under this
And
lighting.
that does feel nice, but does anybody really hold the phone up to their face anymore?
Does anybody talk on phones?
No, actually, that's a good point. And does the curve, which is very slight, maybe only a few degrees, does it inhibit in any way typing or?
No, I actually find it looks kind of, my glasses are pretty strong and they kind of distort my field of view a bit. And this kind of curveness to me seems to give it a more natural vibe. I don't have as much of that convex feel that I get on a perfectly flat screen. But I mean, your mileage may vary. I think it's a gimmick in terms of the curvature.
The curve is about aesthetics. It's not about functionality.
Does it look cool? Do you like the looks of it?
Right.
And especially this beautiful red finish, I think is great. Some people hate it. The other option is like this kind of boring gray that
I
you
love
see
the
here
red
on
finish.
the,
I would
on the
get this one.
G3.
The other thing that people don't like about curves, and I'll put it over here so you can see it, is when you do lie it flat on the table and you want to use the keyboard, you're getting, where are you? Where's your hand? There you go.
Right there.
You'll get all this raw. You can't type flat. So, but people who like to do that know to stay away from curved backs.
And another thing to remind you of all those people wondering about the back button because you might not have used another LG phones. They've been doing this for a while, but there's also double tap to wake.
Love that.
And double tap to go back to sleep.
Love that.
Right? So you don't really need to have the button in the back. But yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, there's very few drawbacks here other than not available in the US officially. Really, right now, you can't go wrong with this phone.
So a buy for the brand new, so new that we had to embargo this show until 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning Pacific time. Brand new LG G Flex 2. Myriam Joire, thank you so much.